everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Conversations with Shareez. I'm introducing Kirk, who is a recovering alcoholic, and he's been brave enough to share his story and his journey through alcohol addiction and sobriety. So, welcome, Kirk.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
So, I read something recently which says, first it's an intention, then it's a behavior, then it's a habit, then it becomes practice, then it becomes second nature, and then it's who you are. Have you found this to be true in your journey of addiction with alcohol?
The journey is different for every individual, all depending on where it stems from. And my story is a little bit different because it's also based with depression as well too. And that's the whole idea for me engaging with you for this, is because I find the need that people should be more aware of depression and the triggers that depression has, and to be able to identify it, because the suicidal rate, the stigma against mental illness and people coming forward with it and not having the right support, the journey wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It's something that you don't understand,
Absolutely.
that you constantly can't make sense of it, but you're feeling awkward, you're feeling out of place, and you find that certain easy things that make you that give you an easy feeling, like alcohol, drugs, or whatever your vice may be.
Yeah.
So, and my one was alcohol, and
Yes.
I loved it. It was, as you said, it became second nature. It became habit.
Yeah.
And
Was it something that you defined yourself by?
I made myself to be that person
Yeah.
because of the choices I made in life.
Right.
But I didn't know really deep down in me, I didn't know really who I am and what my purpose in life was.
Absolutely.
So when I was in doubt or depressed, I would turn to alcohol. So it became often and more. It became a habit, and it became a habit that became part of my life, because for 20 odd years of my life, I was drunk,
Yeah.
and always being the one at the party, sliding on your knees and being the star of the show. But I was actually the fool. When I look back and I think of the journey, and I don't think I'd be here where I am today if I didn't go through all of that. So,
Yes.
and the magic is in the hardness and the struggle that you've been through to get to this stage.
How long did the addiction last for, and how frequent was it? Would you say you were drinking every day?
Every day.
Was it?
Every day.
It was every day.
Every day.
And what was going on in your mind when you would say, at the point before you actually reach for a drink?
The urge was the addiction, but I think also too it was just to have that peace in my head, because when you're going through depression,
Yeah.
it feels like your head is stuck in between a vice and somebody's turning it slowly. So it's a feeling that you can't explain, but it's dark. It's not a nice place to be, because your heart becomes rock hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to hold my son and not feel anything towards him. Look in the mirror, you don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
So that was the hardest part for me.
Yes.
And I had to go through that in order to find my true purpose in
Yeah.
life now.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that my true purpose in life is to empower people. And
Yeah.
for me to share the story, if I touch one person or just help somebody, to give them that little bit of hope,
Yeah.
that if I can do it, you can.
Yes.
Because trust me, my life was a mess.
Yeah.
I got to a stage where I wasn't going to work. I just became totally dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Because you literally feel like a walking corpse.
Was anyone around you saying to you, Kirk, this is getting out of hand now? Was there anybody in your life that said that to you?
Yes, my sister, my family, most importantly,
And what did you say
my
to them?
wife.
What
You're
was
in
your
denial.
reaction?
You're in denial. You're in denial, because I didn't think that I had a problem. Number one, because I was in denial. I didn't want to stop. One thing I respect and I love my wife was the fact that she stood by me through
Yeah.
thick and thin. I firmly believe that people need to hear the story so that they are able to, it may sound wrong, to find the happiness in the darkness, if I'm getting, because there's no easy journey in life. The hardships, all the greatness comes through the hardships.
Through the hardships,
And I'm a firm believer in that, especially going through my journey. And I sit here today, and it's been a year and 2 months since I haven't drank, and the taste is removed from my mouth completely. I feel like
You don't crave it, you don't smell it, you don't. If you're in a social
I feel
setting.
like I've never ever drank in my life.
Really?
And
Wow.
I didn't go to AA. Nothing.
No
It
AA.
was. So
That's remarkable.
So the reason for this is that God blessed me with sobriety.
Yes.
And He's given me a talent. And I firmly believe that we all have a divine purpose in life, and that we can use it to build empires, we can use it for riches. It's okay to do that, but balance it with your talent to helping the community, the broader community.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that I needed to do this, and it was a calling, because people out there need to know that there is a meaning for life and a divine purpose for each individual, and that's why we all got different talents to go out and empower people. And then,
Kirk, do you feel that you've lost anything in looking back through the years?
no, I feel I've gained. In this year, my relationship with my wife, my relationship with my son is with my mother, and it's only now that I realize the impact that I had on everybody's well-being. I lost 20 years of my life, but I've gained the 20 years plus more in this
short
1 year.
space of time.
And just knowing myself and knowing your true purpose in life. You know, when you wake up in the morning, there's a saying, it is well with my soul. It's just such a nice feeling to know that I'm okay with the person who I am. We all got a responsibility to leave some sort of a signature behind, so that people can not only just aspire to be like you, but to continue that legacy of greatness.
Yes.
And in the transformation of social responsibility.
Yes.
So that's where I am in my life, and I don't see negative in anything. I look at opportunity. Negative is not part of my vocabulary anymore. If you're going to focus on the negative, you'll always be negative.
So your mind is quite strong now, and you know, listening to you speak and share, you're very much in control of your thoughts, of your actions, of who you are. How do you keep your mind strong? How do you invest in your mind continually, knowing that you've had an addiction, you've had depression? What keeps you going mentally?
So what keeps me going is that self-love. That's people's biggest weakness.
Yeah.
The mouth is such a powerful tool. So what comes out your mouth, your body receives. Even when I'm busy in the yard, I label it as self-love. My body receives it as self-love. So whenever I do a self-love act, I'm depositing into my mind, body, and soul. The biggest investment that you can make is within yourself.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm okay, everybody around me is okay.
100%.
The problem, and going back to when I was saying, when I used to say yes when I'm supposed to say no, you give a part of your power to that person.
Yes, yeah, you do.
So now I've got boundaries, and my rule is simple. If you don't add value to my life, I shouldn't be engaging with you.
Yeah.
You know, surround yourself with people that add value to your life.
Yes. And you speak a lot about your faith, which is something that I wanted to touch on. What is the impact that faith has had in this journey of going through the addiction? Did you feel that God had left you at some point, and how has it impacted you? And even now, as you remain sober, how has faith brought you forward?
When I was deep in the dark days, in the depression and the alcohol addiction days, I couldn't even face God, because I felt that I've let Him down. So I turned away from Him. Not like I turned to the devil, but I didn't even have the energy to pray, because I was so disgusted in myself. But God has always been there, you know.
Yes.
It's God is always with us. It's us that make the wrong decisions in life that leave Him. He's always there. We leave God. God doesn't leave us. I knew God was always there, but I just felt like I was so disgusted in myself, and that I let Him down. I'm going to take the weak way out of it and be a coward and commit suicide, or I'm going to put my faith and trust in You and tell You, take my hand and take me on the path that You've destined for me. And that's what I did. And faith was the foundation of it.
Yeah. In closing, today's day and age, there's so many addictions, right? That if we look around, and it's not your conventional type of addictions that we're talking about, where it's pornography and drugs. It's things like work, social media.
Yes, correct.
You know, people just happy to do nothing, think I'm okay not having purpose. What would you like to say to people that are listening and watching, and what would you want to share to them on, firstly, how to recognize that they have an addiction, and secondly, some of the steps that they can take to get better, to get off that path?
Yeah. So firstly, with regard to social media, so I very seldom watch TV. I'd rather be in my room investing in me, reading a book and empowering myself and putting deposits within myself than to watch somebody else's this fictitious life.
Yes.
Because when you start watching something, your body starts wanting to be like them if you got a lack of. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I need to keep my part, and just like the horses, they've got blinkers because they want to only, they need to
the
go in
end.
one direction, and that's how I look at it. I've got blinkers, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to keep praying. God's timing is not our timing, but most important, you need to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know that it's okay to be depressed, but it's not okay to continue being depressed all your life. You need help, and it's tough out there.
Yeah.
It's tough out there because sometimes parents are on their own buzz, children are on their own buzz, and it's just the stresses of the world. You have to have some sort of go-to place for your peace, just for your soul to catch up with your body, because everything is just go. Yeah, so I'm living proof that it can be done. Trust me, I was in a totally dark place. So if I can do it, you can too. And just put your faith and trust in God, and complete surrender, I think, is where the magic is. And the magic is not in the easy, it's in the hard.